I was having a conversation with my old boss and talking about my experiences growing up as a young Muslim woman in this country, and how I would wear tights underneath my skirts and running in lacrosse while I was fasting, going to prom by myself in an outfit that I had literally made. And that kind of sprung into a desire to create a character that mirrored the experiences that I had, but also was an empowering character, someone who was a positive example to combat the negative images of Muslims in the media, right? Because there are no images of me out there, especially when I was 12, 13 years old, when I was completely awkward and self-conscious. So the concept of creating a character from one of the biggest pop cultural entertainment companies in the world just seemed quite obvious to us. All of this has culminated in me being able to attend these kinds of events because it sparked a dialogue about identity and the importance of having representation, and not tokenism, but about having actual authentic representation of individuals who are not represented. And that's extremely important in storytelling because it has a big impact.
There's been a lot about the currency and women on the currency, so can we talk about that for a few minutes? I know you're bigger than that and you have bigger missions than that, but why that is important to you.
If we use coin and currency to really document our history from its inception to now, why wouldn't we represent over 50% of the population? We value what we see every day. And if what we see every day on our coin and currency does not look like us, then how can we dream? How can we be president? How can we be something else? So that was very important to me. And it wasn't about me, it was about my mom, it is about my daughter.
So Alice is a 30 under 30 and made a deal with Shark Tank, which I think is always that. How'd you do that? But she is the co-founder of Roominate, which is a toy for girls for STEM that started out with a motorized dollhouse and became a complete construction site set. So tell us about what drove you to do this?
Yeah, so my story starts when I was 8 years old. I asked my dad if Santa Claus could bring me a Barbie that year, and he said no, Santa Claus does not bring Barbies. And instead, Santa Claus brought me a saw. And I used it, there was some wood downstairs, and I used it to actually make a doll. And it was really that hands-on experience by myself, putting everything together, that got me interested in construction and putting things together. And then also it built up my confidence that I could make something myself. And it really just sparked a love of engineering in me. So I decided to use those design skills and that early experience to make a toy that could get more girls interested and really make the world of engineering more accessible and meet those 6-year-old girls where they are.
If you look at the world and say, something else needs to change, I might not be able to change it. It might not be, but it needs to be changed. But maybe somebody in this room can change it. What is it that you see that say, that needs to be changed next in giving girls good role models?
Well, I mean, for me, obviously, I think it's in the types of stories we tell, and also how we cast the characters and the actors and actresses, what roles we put them in. Why can't we have young girls aspire to be superheroes too? We remind our fans that our characters are the ideals they represent. They're not the gender, they're not the race, they're not the sexuality. It is all about what they aspire to be, and that's all of us too. People want to be represented, but they want to be represented as to who they actually are, not what people think that they are. So we have to talk, we have to have a voice.
It's really the fabric of your community and acceptance of what that fabric of the community is. And when people talk about change, we gotta change that word. It's not about changing, it's about evolving. It's evolving, right. And you're gonna get so much more mileage when you evolve something versus changing it. Because when you evolve something, you identify its strengths and weaknesses. You identify those common interests.
These girls are gonna have to draw from their own confidence in the future. They're gonna come up against things, and giving them the confidence to tell their own stories, to really share what it is. Whether she turns out to be an engineer or a lawyer or whatever she wants to be, getting that confidence and having those experiences for herself, I think can really change a lot of girls.